Hey, welcome back to Budget Outlaws. Hey, we're doing this. We're building the quickest street-driven Porsche 914 in the world. We're turboing a LS V8 powered Porsche 914. This Screamsicle is going to scream. Today we're doing the exhaust, otherwise known as the hot side. And we're going to start by removing what exhaust is there. And of course, the required open header startup for compare before and after music, of course. I'll have to see how far over I can go here. Not very far. I can go over a little bit in here. And then probably cut this out here. Yeah, I can probably do that.
Alright, get the saws on the last little bit. That's like, what did he put? It's better for
those
that.
plumbing, yeah.
That would have to be that.
I've
Or
seen
the other way. If you did this and then ran this.
Yeah, that's another thought.
You could be, you know, just like that.
Mm-hmm. So what happens to that there? Yeah, that would work.
Yep, that's the way. Okay, so now we have the turbo mocked up in a fairly mock position. This is the rear tire. You can see quite a lot of clearance, so we can move this around. But I think this is probably where we're gonna land it. This might move up and down slightly, but this is going to give us a lot of room to be able to do whatever we need to do in the exhaust.
And it's got plenty of clearance, front and back. We can wrap it and protect it from heat and protect other pieces from its heat and so on. My custom headers are 2.5 inch out at the collector. So I found some decent flanges in stainless that I bolted to the collectors, and that would be my starting point. I also picked up a decent stainless tubing kit off of eBay in 2.5 inch. It has lots of extra material for mistakes and practice. And then the last bit was a 2.5 inch in, dual 2.5 inch in, and 3 inch out Y pipe. And that would be my starting point. I added a little bit to it. I'll get to that later. But dang, that looks pretty good. And then I think I can put the wastegate right there. Let's see, Mr. Wastegate. You gonna fit? Oh yeah. Yeah. That'll work. Well, after spending several hours working on this, I just couldn't see myself using it. I just happened to mock up a straight round pipe all the way underneath there, and it looked really good. So that's what I'm going with. And this was good practice. I mean, I needed lots of practice, as you can tell. We've got that kind of tacked in place just to give me an idea where it's going to be. And the rest of them I tacked in and undid so I could reposition them. I'm going to slide this over just a little bit more so it has a little less gap right there and gets it away from this boot a little more. So I apologize for the fan noise. I got you on the back side of the welder this time. I'm going to try something different. I'm going to do something I saw on a YouTube video where I get most of my ideas. And fill this in so I don't have a whole bunch of wire going shooting in there. Let's just see how that works. This needs to be a little tighter. Stainless wire rod, TIG wire rod, and then of course stainless wire in the welder, and so it's all going to work. We'll see what it does. I really liked using this wire to fill the gap. Yeah, the wire is 3/16 and the gap was around 1/8, so it didn't fall through, and it just kind of worked. And I just didn't want to risk dropping wire shots down into the tube and have to cut it apart to get them out of there. My goal is not to weld it at this time. I'm just trying to fill in that gap so then it will go back and hit it. Alright, we're going to tack this into place. That one's about right. It's got a good, that's about 1 inch clearance there. I'll move away just a little bit as it rolls up. So that's as close as it'll get to it. But the bottom should be okay. It's not going to get any closer. And we'll have to wrap it, of course. Okay, so here's the crossover pipe. It's fully welded. No, it didn't turn out real pretty, but I mean it's not bad looking. And so I put the tack welded other side in here to see if I am still in good shape, and it looks like I am. So it just met right up like it's supposed to. Alright, so here's my ugly welds. Got my gear on because I'm going to cut them back off because that's pretty bad. I'm going to refit this one so that I have some cover there. But that'll slip in there and allow me to adjust the length. Remade this piece, give it a step so that this didn't have just a big old notch to jump over. And I did another one of these pipes here because the top wasn't anywhere close to fitting, so I angled it and now it fits in there. And this still works, so that's good. And I still have a little gap in there. I'll fit a blanket in there or something. So I'm ready to tack this thing down and call it ready to weld. Here I'm retacking the Y pipe, getting it all as solid as I can, so I'm going to pull it off and weld it up on the table. I started by welding up the flanges, getting that portion of it solid. Actually pulled it on and off the car several times to make sure I wasn't warping something. Then once I have the flanges set up, I did a final check, did the slip where it slips into the Y pipe, because I still had some wiggle room there, and I could make adjustments to the final length. I didn't need to. It fit. I brought it back one more time and welded the whole thing up. You'll notice that I jump around a lot because I don't want to get too much heat in one section and cause that warpage that I'm talking about. And that seemed to work good. I'll clean it up and see if I can't make the ugly look pretty. And all right, after somewhat of a cleanup, getting some of the slag off and a little buff on it, it's not bad. I mean, yeah, it's not a show car, but I don't know. I think it looks good. Good enough for me.
So that we can put the exhaust over to that direction so that we can actually run a muffler, because for some reason he wants to quiet it down.
Yes. Well, Andrew, I don't think I'll get very far with it sounding like that on the street. In a future video, I'll attempt to make a baffle of some sort. I would need that at some tracks, and possibly a muffler. And I need to find a place to put the wastegate. I have an idea that could be pretty efficient. Hey, thanks again for watching. Please like, subscribe, and leave us a comment. Bye.